Hello everyone, my name is Mantesh Singh Samra and I welcome you all to my first Python assignment. And I hope I did everything. There were very little mistakes. By the way, I had some previous Python background before I started this course in January 2024. Um, so let's get right into it. So, as per my requirements, the scenario of this assignment was to prepare a list a retail store, a program of for a retail store that will allow us to calculate discounts for the employees only when they buy the items from the store. And conditions. These are some conditions, and so let's get right into it. Uh, as a requirement, I commented my lab professor name, Maziar. So let's start there. Basically, the this is my code uh, and this assignment is divided into basically five parts, you can say. So let's start with the first part. So the first part, as said, we were uh, supposed to make menu pages, basically this list. So how did I make this list? So first of all, I'll try to explain everything which I did in this code. So let's start. So first of all, I defined uh, a function and created two empty lists. And while all of these are going to be true, so it will output this thing, a menu list for a retail store. This is the management system. And after that, I named a variable. I export an input like 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If choice, I have declared some functions here, which we will discuss later. And these are four functions with their parameters. And after that, it will break, and if the choice is equality operator, if the choice is five, it will exit the program, else it will say please enter a number. And here, I here this is the output. It shows an error because I stopped it in between. But at the end of this video, I will run each of the cells and show you the outputs. So basically, for the first part, I was just required to make this menu list, and it was kind of simple. So let's get into the main coding part now. So the second part starts from here. Uh, in which I was required to create an employee list. So, how I created this? So, I just obviously defined a function and gave it a parameter, and employee list is the parameter. And in a new line, I will, with the true, like, well, while all of this is true, the employee ID is a variable and it will input the employee it's a string, and after that there will be an employee ID. It's an input. So the not if the ID is not a digit, so this is a if digit is a method of Python, or if it's not integer in emp0, this is a variable, and this is indexing I did here. It's for employee in the list. So if it's not this or this, it will print this, that it must be a unique number. ID is always unique. So otherwise, it will continue to the name. Here I'm supposed to enter the employee's name. So dot strip method will delete any mm, like white spaces from the beginning and end of my string. And the thing oh sorry, and which I did here is list comprehension. List comprehension is nothing but a quick way of creating lists. So after our name is done, I will put the type, and there's only two types, hourly and manager, as the requirement here. So uh, it will be in, so this lower method will put the inputs into the lower cases. So it's there only hourly and manager. If it's not in hourly and manager, it will provide an invalid input that it must be hourly or manager, the type. Otherwise, it will continue to the years work, how many years they work, and this variable and this method will make sure that it is an integer. The input is an integer, and if it's not, it will print invalid input. It must be a number. Otherwise, it will continue to the discount number because uh, further, I will like as a requirement there are different discounts for the hourly employee and the manager. So it's just like discount number. We will put like anything in the output. So it's the same thing which we are doing here. We will, if it's not a digit or not in a, it's a employee discount number and integer in this list comprehension. It will throw an error. Otherwise, it will continue, and at the end it will put the employee into the list. So this is the format, and append is for an append is basically it add elements to the end of the list. And if if we want to add another employee, there is an option here, and yes or no, whatever you put, whatever we put, it will change it into the upper, because this method changes the string input into the upper values. So this was basically creating employee in our menu list, and with this, the second part is done. So now the third part is creating items. Like in a store, we can add like any item. We can just give it an ID or milk or a name and a name like milk. Like we will do an example at the end. So obviously I defined a function with the parameter, and in a new line, it's gonna be, it will show create item page while all this is true. Like this is basically the same which we did in the second part. So while item number a variable, I had put input like enter the number. If it's not a digit or integer list comprehension, it will throw an error. Otherwise, it will continue to its name, but its name it will strip, means like takes away any white spaces before and after my string. Um, And the cost, if it's not an integer, it must be a number. Otherwise, continue. At the end, it will uh, give you the integer number, name, and like whatever we had inputted. Uh, and same thing here. If it's no, it will break. And this. And in the third part, we are doing purchases. So here we will define like what's the name, what's the number, and here we will buy the items. And this is the part where all the employee discounts will be given or will be calculated. So like this is the main part. It took me some time to just know what's happening. So first of all, I defined a function with two different parameters, and the same thing here, blah blah blah. For items for for statement, I used the F strings here because I think it's easier. F strings for generating an output, and I made sure that uh, whatever the discount or whatever the price is, it must only like must not go ahead 2 digits. So you can see it's all the same. Like I given a variable, then I put input, then discount input. Then if it's not a digit or employee discount is not a digit, it will throw an error. Otherwise, it will continue. So here, both of them, I put them in map. Because a map is a function which converts the like user like our inputs from strings to integers. So I used it for the calculation which is done here. So it must be an int, so a variable. So this next function here, it will match the employee name and the discount number which is given. Um, if it if there is no match, a default value of none will be defined. And if the item is not there, it will show invalid item number, different number. Choose a valid item. So otherwise it will continue for the for the purchase, like the employee which has been doing this. So rather it will go next. And for employee, for employee in the list, if this is indexing, as you when I sorry to mention it, this is the indexing, or like which part of the string we are trying to take out to match all of the inputs. So here item, because item is like at the first, then it's item name and cost. So item is zero, then one, then two, then same for this employee, like employee discount. I think six indexes. So otherwise it has a default value. Uh, if it's not if the selected employee number is not there, it will tell you to valid. And after this, it discount percentage, a variable. Uh, the main function makes sure like the discount doesn't go ahead of 10%, because here they asked me to, yeah, 10 more, maximum 10%. So for this, and for this, oh, I think, and after that, it will indexing, it will item cost, percentage, and equality operators. So this will update the discount amount, and after that the f strings, it will create an output. Another purchase, do you want another purchase or no? If no, it whatever you write, it will change it to the upper and it will break. And so basically this was like the main part. Uh, After this, we just need to show whatever the inputs we did. So like I, and basically it's the last part. So I define function with a parameter and employee names, and for employee and employee list. So whatever the employee variable is going to be employee list, it will put put the values here. So that's why I like the F strings. You don't need to type them again and again. And for some values, there are limits of 2 decimal points. If and after that, a variable again, if choice, if you want to return to the main menu or not. If yes, it will go to the exit program. And nothing. If you put like accept Y or no, it will put invalid choice and it will exit the program. So let's quickly run all these cells. So, oh, I did this already. So this is the main menu, by the way, the main function which holds everything. So first we will create two employees, and then we will create two items. Then we will make a purchase, and then there will be some. So let's go. So one employee ID, let's go one. Employee name, we can just put like anything. Man, it's hourly, years worked, only one. Discount number, 123. Do you want to add another employee? I will write yes. So employee two, employee name is the page. Yeah, page is a manager. So as you can see, there was a misspelling. I wrote mango instead of manager, so it threw an error and told me to do everything again. So employee two, stage, manager, 3 years, discount number like 456. No, we don't want to add another employee. And after that, let's create items real quick. Item number one, item name egg, item cost $2. But yeah, item number two, milk cost $5. Anything? No, we are good. And so this has been inputted, and let's make a purchase in this. So I want to buy milk for now. Uh, so this is oh, purchase is successful and discount applied and discount the purchase no, and after that four. So this is what happened. Yeah, I tried to align them, but I couldn't. I'm sorry for that. Uh, oh, I think I should have wrote like mid here only. I don't know why I changed it to max. Sorry, here is men. Have to- yeah, I just need to change that for here because it already gives a $10 discount for that. And I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I will change it later. But for then I did wrote min, but I don't know why I changed it to max. I'm sorry for that. Uh, I don't know why I'm being stammering and why I'm anxious. Sorry. So yeah, I want to go to return menu. So yeah, five, it's exiting the program. Thank you. So this was the project. This is the assignment I made. I hope uh, I was able to fulfill all the requirements except for my like aligning them. I think, and there were like, sorry, I messed up with the min max. I will make sure I don't do that again. Except for that, I think I was able to complete it, and I thank you for giving me an opportunity. Have a good day. Bye bye.